What's going on, guys? Zennosh here, and today in this video of Epic 7 I am bringing you guys a guide on Cermia. Okay, so let's start with her ultimate skill right off the bat. Wow, wasn't that great, guys? Wasn't that really great? Okay, so now let's start with her actual status. Okay, so first of all, guys, she is a fire unit and she's of warrior class and a Leo type, so obviously she will focus on more damage output, which is going to be pretty great. She's actually kind of feared like everywhere, even in the PvP contents, let alone the PvE content, where she actually dominates so nicely, guys. If you actually come across the banner of the Cermia, please do pull her right away. She is really worth it, and I'm actually gonna prove you guys like why she is so worth it. All right, so first of all, guys, let's start with her previous stats. Okay, so what is it in her stats that makes her so amazing and so special? Just look at her attack, guys. Her attack is massive. That is 1359. That is a very massive amount of attack as a base attack. Okay, so that's pretty great. Whereas her other stats are pretty much very average, not really that like super, but it really doesn't matter for her at all. I mean, like, just getting that high, like that attack is just too good already. Okay, and she's also gonna get some like critical hit chance boost as well, which is pretty great as well at the same part. So that's pretty good. So now let's start with her first skill, guys. So first skill right over here is known as the playing with fire. What she can do with her first skill is that like she can actually deal a very good amount of damage, while at the same time she can also make the target unhealable for one turn, which is pretty great in certain cases of scenario. It's actually going to be pretty good, especially for the PvE contents. Okay, especially for the golem hunts, where your golem is actually having a lot of like healing from the nearby minions, right? So that can actually be the problem for you guys, but with this one that can actually be a very good setup. Okay, so now let's move on to the second skill, guys. Now this is what actually makes her really great, guys. Okay, and also a very unique unit indeed. Her second skill is pretty much a non-attack skill, meaning like it doesn't deal any sort of attack. And the next best thing is that like whenever you use this skill, it will actually grant her a extra turn right away, which is pretty great, just like Iseria. Okay, and then the best thing right out here is that, guys, it actually provides her a increased greater attack. Okay, not just a normal type of attack which actually provides 50% of attack boost most of the time. It's actually a greater attack boost that will provide her about 75% attack boost, guys. That is insane. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so that's pretty great. And for 2 turns, guys, not just for 1 turn but for 2 turns, which is pretty much sustainable on itself as well. And it can actually reset at every 4 turns if you max enhance skill it right away. And the next thing is that, guys, the best part is that like it will reset the cooldown of her ultimate skill right off the bat. That is pretty insane. Okay, this is just too badass. Okay, I mean, like, this is just gonna be just so really good. And now let's start with her ultimate skill. This is actually gonna be her bread and butter. This is the thing that actually most of the players, even in the PvP, will actually be afraid of, and let alone the PvE contents where the boss raids, okay, the boss hunts like Wyvern and the golems, okay, they are actually gonna fear this skill right off their ass. Okay, now I'm actually gonna discuss like why exactly. Okay, so right out here it says attacks with a blazing inferno, penetrating defense by 50%. Yes, it has 50% defense penetration. So like by default you really don't even need to like break defense of the opponent, which is pretty much a very crucial factor to actually deal a massive amount of damage, especially if you want to do a one-hit KO to them. Okay, if you just want to one-shot them, then obviously breaking their defense is pretty much the best situation right out there. But in case if you actually manage to even like break their defense, obviously this skill is actually going to deal even more massive amount of damage. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, which is so great. Penetration defense is pretty much a very unique style of like damage output. Okay, and then like it's totally great, guys. And it also has a soul burn effect, guys. Yes, with the soul burn effect, guys, it only consumes like 10 souls, but it will actually sort of like skyrocket her damage output. Okay, her damage output will be actually skyrocketed from like 115% of her attack to 165% of her attack. Yes, if she is not gonna use her soul burn, her attack is actually gonna be multiplied by 115%, boost by 115% and by normal boost. Okay, but if she is actually gonna use the soul burn, her attack is actually gonna be boosted by 165%. That's a total of about 50% boost in her attack. Damn it, that's really great, guys. That's a very good thing, and this is why she's also like feared as one of the very good nuker out there in the game. This is also the reason why she can actually one-shot even most of the really powerful foes right out there in the PvE contents, like the Wyvern 11th floor and even the Golem 11th floor. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. She is really that amazing. She is really that good. If you really manage to get her, that's gonna be really great. And the best thing is that like she actually follows up a combo. Like, let's say you are starting a battle, right? Just use her skill tree right away. Okay, so next time, the next turn, when she gets actually another turn, just use her skill 2. Okay, and as soon as she uses her skill 2, she is gonna get another free S3 right away. Like, what a convenient way to use it. Okay, so this is also the reason why, like, even being a warrior class hero, okay, usually all other warrior class hero, like let's say Soul Bad Guy and Luna, okay, they really don't perform really that amazing in the PvP contents like arena, but this unit right over here actually does really good, guys, because she can actually fire 2 skill tree or fire 2 ultimate in a row. So that is pretty insane. Okay, I mean, like, most of the time when you actually encounter like this kind of like really pretty massive sort of like damage skill out there, she pretty much like one shot any unit out there. She can really one shot any unit out there. Like, have you guys actually been into that PvP battle where you are really fearing out the crowd? Because like even just like he gets one turn, he usually like, you know, like gets rid of one opponent right away. And we are now actually talking about Cermia, who can actually knock out 2 characters away. Okay, so that's pretty great. And if she can actually be combined with, like, let's say Iseria, oh my god, she can actually do 3 times in a row. That's gonna be pretty great. Okay, and it would be really nice to you know, like pair her up with CR boosting units, like let's say Rakimroar, okay, like Rose, Tywin. Okay, if you have like this kind of units, she can actually be a real badass, guys. She can actually be a very dominating character, not only even in the PvE contents but in some PvP contents as well. So she is pretty great, a very well-rounded and very balanced character, guys. Yes, overall, any of her rating, she actually goes beyond 9.0 over 10.10 in any sort of like rating. Yes, that's what I'm actually trying to say to you guys. Even her basic stat, okay, her basic attack stat is just too good, provided that like she has one of the really highest attack in the entire game, guys, which is about like, you know, like 1359 attack. That is pretty great. Yes, there are some other characters who have even higher attack than that one, but this is pretty amazing. This is pretty amazing. And if it actually kind of combos with her, like, you know, like it actually does provide a very good foundation for a very immense amount of damage with her skill tree, which can be spammable over and over and over again, which is too good. Okay, so if you are actually trying to max out her skills, guys, obviously you should focus on her second skill first right away, because it's just asking for just 1 turn of skill enhance, okay, and -1 turn cooldown right away, and then put the rest of your skill you know, like enhancing Molagora on right over here on her third skill. Okay, and you can actually focus on the first skill maybe other time. It's really up to you guys. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. And she's pretty insane and great character, so try to pull her up right away. The next thing is that like her devotion skill. Let's see what it actually does. So if she actually sort of like you know, like decides to give the devotion skill to everyone, then she can actually provide a critical hit chance rate for everyone, which is pretty much a little bit counterproductive, because like this type of skills, she requires on her own. Okay, she requires by herself. So instead of doing the imprint release, you better do the imprint concentration. Okay, so going into the imprint concentration, she can actually provide a total of 18% of attack boost to herself. That is pretty great. Okay, that's a lot of attack, which is obviously going to be a very great asset, not only in the PvE content but also in the PvP contents. Okay, so that's pretty great. Try to get that right away. And now the next thing is that, like, what sort of equipment should we really give to this very powerful unit known as Cermia? Okay, so obviously I would really prefer to you guys a attack set and the crit set, just like this one, guys. Okay, try to build her stats in such a way that she has like high critical hit chance, first thing, high critical hit damage as well, that's more than 300. And the next one is, guys, try to give her more attack, more than 4,000 attack. Okay, which I think is gonna be pretty easy to build up on her, because she basically has a very high base stats, and I think you can easily go over 4,000 with no problem at all if you really gave her like T7 or T8 gears. Okay, so that's pretty great right out there. Damn. Speed, you really don't need to focus that much at all, because like you will be most of the time you will be really focusing on you know, like CR boosting units or allies in providing her that combat readiness gauge boost. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. And this setup is pretty much gonna make her pretty much an ultimate damage dealing machine. Okay, so on the boots, obviously go with attack percentage boost, no questions asked. If you are talking about the ring, attack percentage boost again. And finally the necklace, critical hit damage, guys. Okay, and you might be asking, so where do we get the critical hit rate? Okay, so critical hit rate or critical hit chance, you have to get it from the substats. Please try to cover it from the substats. Obviously, if you are pretty much lucky, you will get a lot of critical hit substat from your substats of the you know, equipments. Okay, so always try to focus on that one, guys. Okay, even like try to get that. Okay, so pretty much that is it. And like for substats to actually finalize it out, attack percentage boost should be there, speed boost should be there, critical hit chance boost should be there, and the next one is critical hit damage. Okay, this 4 stats, it's obviously gonna make your Cermia a very badass unit. Okay, so if you have all these substats on your gear, that, I mean, like, you can actually consider your gear to be a perfect gear. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. Keep that in mind, guys. Keep that in mind. And now, if you are really asking, like, what sort of, like, you know, like artifact should I really give to this powerful, amazing unit? Okay, first of all, I would say Exorcist Tonfa. Okay, Exorcist Tonfa will really allow your Cermia to one-shot most of the unit out there in the entire scenario of the game. What it says, like, increases the damage dealt by 16% when the enemy's health is more than 50%. That is pretty great. Okay, that's a lot of damage right out there. But somehow, if you actually manage to get the portrait of heroes from the collaboration with the Guilty Gear X, then that's even better. Okay, because like that is just like Exorcist Tonfa, but it actually does provide a huge boost to your damage output when the HP of the opponent is more than 50%. Okay, so this one is the one that I was actually talking about, the portrait of the saviors, not the heroes. Sorry about that one. Increases the damage dealt by 20% instead of just 16% when the enemy's health is more than 50%. That is pretty great. Really good artifact right out there. And if you are asking for like another artifact, what would be the another artifact that we can actually go with? Okay, and the another artifact that I would actually give to you guys or recommend to you guys is her own artifact. Okay, that would be the border coin. This actually can provide her a really huge boost of damage output on herself. Remember her second skill, which is a non-attack skill, right? So as soon as she can cast that one right away, she will be getting 15% attack boost right up the bat as a buff. 15% boost, and it can be stacked up to 3 times. That will make a total of 45% attack boost, guys. That is freaking insane. She can actually be a very dominating character in the boss hunts, or let's say in the raids, or let's say in the abyss. Oh my god, that is gonna be so good. This is gonna be really great, guys. Oh man, really good, guys. This is a really good buff. I think it lasts for the entire battle period. Okay, so yeah, I mean, like meaning like the longer the battle stretches, the more powerful she will get. Okay, and she will try to wrap up the battle pretty fast with this artifact going on around. well, you can actually go with the other items like Uber's Tooth as well if you want to. This will actually provide you additional damage output that will also really allow you to make a quick work of your opponent. Another one is this Draco Plate. Draco Plate is pretty good as well, as it actually increases our critical damage output as well. So obviously Draco Plate is gonna be pretty great as well. The other type of like artifacts, it's really up to you on how you want to use it, but the core artifact that I really want to recommend to you guys, obviously first one is the Exorcist Stonefire, next one is the Portrait of Cermia. The third one is obviously her own artifact, that is Border Coin. The fourth one being the Uber's Tooth, and the fifth one being the Draco Plate. And the next, it's really up to you. What do you really like? Try to make your own selection. Okay, she's more into attack type. Please don't try to give her any sort of like artifact that is pretty much defensive like this one. Okay, Star Gauntlet is pretty not gonna make a cut on her. Okay, so that's the thing right out there, guys. She is actually one of the most amazing unit out there, which is feared out like everywhere, anywhere, in any content. She is just really that good, guys. Okay, if you really want to hear like rating by rating how users have really rated her, guys, in the world she is above 9.0, Abyss 9.0, guys, over 10. Okay, Arena 9.0 over 10, Boss Hunt like maybe even 10 over 10, guys. I'm like, she is really that good, like at least 9.5 over 10. Raid is like 9.0 over 10. Okay, Guild Wars 9.0 over 10. Overall season 9.0 unit, guys, even more than 9.0. She is really meant to be pulled. Okay, she is really meant to be summoned. If you really get a chance like this one to actually summon her, try to summon her. Obviously in the next video, obviously I'm actually gonna come back with the summon feature of the Cermia. I need Cermia. Okay, so this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. See you guys in the next video.